Hi guys, welcome to Counterpoints. My name is Connor, and today we're going to be breaking down the fantastic fan animation, The Awakening Part 2 Intermission. There's so much love poured into the product, I'm ecstatic to be breaking it down for you today, so be sure to go to the original and show the creator some love. While the animation might not be as fluid as Astartes or M2 animations, it is still a beautiful, fun, violent, and great outing into the Warhammer 40k universe. If you're new to the channel, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and check out the other animation breakdowns and our real-life Bolter and Bolts videos. The battle for Hive World of Omega 1 from the First Awakening animation rages on. The Dark Angels have already detonated a nuclear device at the center of an awakening Necron dynasty, slowing their emergence. They have also recovered vital data that will help them find more fallen Dark Angels, and so all that remains is to hunt and kill the aliens on Omega 1's surface. First though, I want to tell you about my friends over at Hawkins & Company. They're making it even easier to take advantage of their discount through this channel by giving you the QR code shown on your screen here. Hawkins & Company is a veteran-owned and operated firm that creates some of the finest products in the United States, and they source their leather from one of North America's last tanneries. They have everything you or a special person in your life need for a thoughtful birthday or holiday gift. This includes money clips, bifolds, regents, Oxford-style Camdens, conchos, and Pembroke-style wallets. They also have excellently crafted belts, hats, and soaps. They're great people, making great products, with a great discount for you, so check them out and pick something up today. Captain Remiel from The Awakening Part 1 rides over a Necron warrior and passes an ancient Dark Angel helmet. Apparently the chapter's history with the planet of Omega 1 goes back centuries if not millennia, and so a brother waging war rides past his ancient dead. Space Marines are Space Knights, and Dark Angels are the most knightly of the chapters. As mentioned in the previous Awakening episode, they have a unique chapter culture centered around their homeworld of Caliban and the knightly organization of that planet, the Order. When Primarch Lionel Johnson was united with his Legion, he combined the warrior culture of the Order with the Legion of the Dark Angels, creating the organizational structure of the Hexagrammaton. These were 6 wings of the Legion with a specific role. In the ensuing millennia, this sacred symbol was folded into the chapter structure prescribed by Primarch Roboute Guilliman in the wake of the Horus Heresy. The Dark Angels still kept their secrets and kept the Deathwing and Ravenwing formations. Their greatest secret is that a large portion of their legion turned traitor during the Horus Heresy, following one of their great heroes, Luther, into damnation. In a climactic battle on their homeworld Caliban, many of those traitors and renegades were sucked into the warp and cast through time and space. The Dark Angels refer to the traitors as the Fallen. Caliban was reduced to an asteroid in which the Dark Angels built a space fortress known as the Rock. Some fallen Dark Angels are true traitors and followers of the Dark Gods. Some are simply renegades who fight for their lives as pirates and marauders. Others were deceived by their leader Luther and hope to rejoin their loyalist brothers once more. The Dark Angels call themselves and their successors the Unforgiven, and they seek redemption in blood. The Dark Angels and their successor chapters atone for the sins of their parent legion by hunting down the fallen, interrogating them until they confess their crimes, and then grant them absolution and death. It is only the upper ranks of their chapters that know the fallen, including chapter leadership and the Deathwing and Ravenwing formations. The Deathwing are the elite shock troops of the chapter who often deploy in Terminator armor en masse to take out critical enemies. In the previous Awakening episode, we got to see Deathwing Terminators teleport in to save our beleaguered strike team. In this episode, we catch up with Captain Remiel riding a Ravenwing Raider pattern motorcycle. The Ravenwing are the lightning warfare formation of the Dark Angels. Their origins go all the way back to the Knights of Caliban. Before the Imperium, Caliban was populated by monsters of legend who were mutated by the warp. Calibanite Knights were mortal, but wore power armor similar to that of the Astartes, had access to bolt revolvers and chainswords, and rode into battle on great destrier war horses. They hunted the monsters of Caliban to protect the civilian population and to bring honor to their knightly brotherhoods. The Order was the largest knightly fraternity on the planet, led by Primarch Lionel Johnson and Luther. They were on the verge of uniting their world and killing all the monsters, just as they made contact with the Imperium. Within a generation, the Knights of Caliban were transformed into transhuman demigods of war. They traded in their revolvers for bolters and bolt pistols. Their chainswords grew significantly larger, and the Knights gained access to power lances, swords, and mauls. Instead of horses, they rode into battle on attack motorcycles, gravity skimmers, and fighter jets like the Nephilim and Dark Talon jet fighters. After the Horus Heresy, the most elite of the Ravenwing were named Black Knights. They ride custom attack bikes with plasma guns instead of bolters, and it is their primary mission to hunt down and capture fallen Dark Angels. While alone, Captain Remiel is a great champion of his chapter. From his position atop the hill, he finds the Necron Overlord and his vassals have trapped a Warhound Titan in an energy field. He descends on them with wrath, shattering warriors and Scorpec destroyers with bolter rounds, a power lance, and crushing strikes from his bike. The Overlord is no easy prey though, and deflects Captain Remiel's charge with an energy field, crashing the bike. Captain Remiel grabs his Thunderhammer, ready to close with the enemy and destroy them in glorious melee combat. The Necron tier were one of the most ancient races in the galaxy who transferred their consciousnesses into regenerating metal bodies, becoming the Necrons. The Necrons hunted the warp creatures known as the Old Ones into extinction, they fought great battles in the War in Heaven against the Eldar and Krork, and even shattered and enslaved the star gods known as the C'tan. Their command of technology is so impressive to other races that it is indiscernible from magic. The only thing keeping them from galactic domination is inter-dynasty squabbling. The higher up in Necron society a being is, the more their personality they retain from their transfer into living metal. Necron warriors are mostly mindless automatons, but their weapon, the Gauss Flayer, is not to be trifled with. Gauss Flayers rip apart their targets at the molecular level, and just a few strikes from them can break through iron halo energy shields and ceramite armor. Any material unfortunate enough to be caught in a Gauss beam is immolated in green fire and crumbles into dust. Scorpec destroyers are even more formidable and insane than their warrior brothers. Some Necrons wish to return to their biological bodies, others embrace the strangeness of their metal forms. Members of the Destroyer cult are the latter and are happy to modify their body with arachnid limbs and replace their arms with hyperphase blades to make them more efficient killing machines. Destroyer cults resent and hate all organic life and take to slaughter with a zeal that shouldn't be possible from digital beings. Hyperphase blades shimmer between multiple realities at once, cutting through energy fields and armor like butter. Fortunately for that captain, he was able to take out the Scorpex and a healthy chunk of the warriors with his bike before being dismounted. Captain Remiel is also supremely talented with his weapon of choice, the Thunderhammer. Thunderhammers are energy weapons that store a powerful field inside the head of the hammer. This energy field is emitted when striking its targets and can be used against individual targets or against the ground itself to cause a concussive wave. The hammer will crackle with small bolts of lightning, and when a strike emits a full blast, it can cause an overwhelming and audible crack similar to thunder. Captain Remiel expertly takes out a dozen Necron warriors, forcing the Overlord to withdraw. Captain Remiel frees the Warhound Titan, a powerful warwalker referred to by the Mechanicus as a god machine and is sacred in their religion. The Emperor of Mankind is a perpetual and a wildly powerful psyker. This means he is biologically immortal, and if destroyed in body, he can survive in the warp and reincarnate into a new body. The Emperor has pushed events in history to his advantage, including creating a prophecy within the cult Mechanicum of Mars. Before the Age of Strife, a large shard of the C'tan star god known as the Void Dragon arrived on the Red Planet. The Void Dragon is a wildly powerful being who was able to destroy whole solar systems at whim during the War in Heaven. Blackstone fortresses, the massive Old One and Eldar superweapons, were built to destroy this being. The fortresses have a warp cannon at their center that is capable of directing the energy of the Immaterium, an energy that the C'tan are sensitive to. The Void Dragon was defeated in battle by concentrated fire from multiple Blackstone fortresses, and it was in this weakened state that the Necrons were able to overthrow their gods and shatter them. Shards of the C'tan are mostly imprisoned by the Necrons and used as living weapons. However, there are shards that still roam the galaxy, surviving and feeding off of stars and souls. These fractals of the star gods dream of freeing their whole essence from their former slaves and conquering the galaxy anew. One powerful shard of the Void Dragon arrived in the Sol system and wreaked havoc on Mars. Before the Emperor of Mankind was known as the Emperor, he traveled to Mars and defeated this creature. He imprisoned the shard of the Void Dragon in a chasm known as the Noctis Labyrinth. He empowered 2 guardians and gave them the power perpetuals so that they may keep the shard slumbering and prevent its release. The Emperor of Mankind abhors superstition and dogmatic religion, viewing it as the shackles that have kept his species from greatness. However, it seemed he was pragmatic in his approach with Mars. The Cult Mechanicum, the dominant faction on Mars, worship the god of knowledge and machine. They believe that divine knowledge was revealed through procuring lost technology and studying the cog and sacred motive force, or electricity. The Emperor nestled within the legend of the Void Dragon a religious prophecy that the god of knowledge would one day be made flesh and come to Mars seeking their sacred service. When the Emperor conquered Earth and came to Mars looking for an alliance, he appealed to the prophecy of the Omnissiah, gaining Mars's fierce loyalty. The Dark Mechanicum, those that served Horus Lupercal during the Horus Heresy, know the true nature of the Dragon of Mars, the prophecy planted by the Emperor, and the shackles he placed on their order. The loyal Adeptus Mechanicus into the 40th millennium still view the Emperor as the Omnissiah, sacred knowledge made flesh, and view their religion as separate but parallel to the Imperial cult. The Mechanicus is an empire within an empire, given authority over the technology of the Imperium, and their most powerful war machines are the Titans. Titans are multi-crew walking war machines, with the largest being the Emperor class. Depending on the source, the Emperor class can stand between 40 and 150 meters, effectively being walking skyscrapers. The Warhound Titan is considered a scout variant and stands at 20 meters, or approximately 60 feet tall. The Warhound is a reconnaissance model but towers over the battlefield, able to destroy anything with ease except another Titan. Captain Remiel guides the Warhound to an overlook of a mountain. It appears the Warhound uses a plasma incinerator to blast the face of the mountain off of an old Dark Angel's bunker. We can see the marking of the Hexagrammaton and the first company of the Dark Angels on the exterior. During the Horus Heresy, the Dark Angels obtained many powerful siege weapons, and it appears the Dark Angels chapter may be waking one of these weapons for their battle with the Necrons. If you want to support the channel, please remember to like the video, subscribe, ring the bell for new videos, and comment for the comment gods. Your viewership alone helps me in the algorithm and is appreciated. If you want to take your support a bit further, please become a YouTube member or join us at patreon.com/counterpoints. Check out the other videos on the channel, support our sponsors, and I'll catch you in the next one. Until the end.